Hi guys, so I am super tired right now because of all the exams I've had today. It's really taken it out of me. So I'm not going to, and it's getting quite late as well, so I'm not going to edit this one apart from trimming the front and end because I don't have the time or energy to do that right now, so forgive any awkward pauses and stuff. Yeah, sorry. Very quick update. My exams went well. I've got my psychiatrist appointment tomorrow, first thing in the morning. I'm sort of excited, sort of very nervous. But anyway, on to today's question. Who was the first person you told about being trans? When I first started thinking about this, I immediately thought of my friend at uni in Nottingham as the first person that I came out to, but thinking about it, it was a lot more convoluted than that and not that simple at all. She was somebody that I told very, very early on, but it wasn't really, I don't know whether she counts as the first person. Let me start from the beginning. So, ever since I started having gender conversations with my friends, which I mentioned in a previous video, I hate the fact that this is reversed. I suppose it was getting more obvious that I was trans, but I didn't really discuss me specifically as such, so it was ticking over in my head subconsciously, like I said before, and we did this thing that was like this brain sex ID test that the BBC did and that kind of thing. But yeah, I didn't talk to them about me as such. Eventually, not long after Christmas, I talked to a very close friend at school about how much I hated my chest and that kind of thing. I didn't really talk about being trans, I just said I didn't like it and I wanted it gone. Yeah, Maria helped out a lot with that. She said it didn't matter either way, really. If it was something that made me more comfortable, it made me more comfortable. And if it didn't, it didn't. But yeah, so I don't know whether that counts as coming out. And the first person I spoke to, it was a trans-related issue, but it wasn't me saying, hey, look, I'm a guy. It's me saying, hey, look, I don't like my chest, which is a very different thing if you ask me. After that, the next person I spoke to was my friend Neely. When I visited her, obviously, like I said in a previous video, we discussed pronouns and names and stuff. But I didn't really come down either side of the fence that time. It was kind of a case of, I don't really know what I want right now. I wanted to discuss it because it was really getting to me. But I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so she sort of knew at that point, I guess, probably. But I didn't technically talk and say that I was trans. Later on, all my friends from town and from the gay bar and stuff started using he and Kyle at my request. But again, I never really came out and said, look guys, I'm trans. I just said I wanted to try it out. And, you know, mostly I just introduced myself like that and they picked up without much problem, so I didn't really come out to them. It was just sort of like they adopted to it. I didn't really have that conversation with any of them until a lot later on, sort of like very, very recently actually, that they started asking questions and stuff. So since they first heard me saying the words I am trans, they started asking questions and stuff. So yeah. After that, people started using he and Kyle. I was getting pretty sure at this point, but I told a family friend about not being entirely sure what I was. That I might be a guy, but I might be somewhere in the middle, but I might not, and I don't know. And does that count as them being first? Because if so, they were the first person I told. But then again, it didn't feel as big, so it felt like other people already knew. As far as I can remember, the first person I said the words I am trans to was a guy from my school who transitioned before me. It was very late on after everything that I've done because I was very scared of, illogically I was scared of rejection. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I was scared of, but I was scared to talk to him about it. So yeah, he was possibly the first person I said it to. But so many people knew by then that it it didn't really count as being the first person to say it to, because everybody already knew. He was just the first person I said those specific words to. So yeah, I don't really know who was first, but those were definitely the first three. I'm quite lucky in that I haven't felt the need yet, or had any requirement at all, to come out to someone who wrote me as a cis guy. Thank goodness. You know, I mean, I've not been in any relationships or anything, so it's not like I have to come out and say, hey, look, my genitalia might not match your idea of them. But yeah, so that's a very convoluted answer, really, isn't it? I've been really, really lucky in that every single person I sort of half came out to was so supportive at every point. I don't think I could have asked for better reactions. It was really touching to know that my friends had my back so completely that it didn't really, all this stuff didn't matter to them. They were happy that I could talk to them without being, I don't know. It was really touching, the reactions I got all the time. I was so lucky, but I couldn't tell you who the first person was. In terms of significance and how it felt, to me it felt like Amelia was the first person that I told, my friend in Nottingham, because that was the first time I had an in-depth conversation about trans stuff as it related to me rather than in general. So even if that technically wouldn't have been my first, because I didn't come down either side of the fence, and because I talked about binding beforehand, I don't care. That was the one that had the most impact on me, because it was me sort of being okay with it for the first time. But yeah, so sorry about the rubbishness of this video, by the way, guys. I'm just so tired, and I've got another long day tomorrow with the whole psychiatrist thing, so I'm not gonna be able to sleep lots there. But yeah, so that's my video. That is who I came out to first, sort of. I will see you guys tomorrow, in which we will be talking about the people I look up to, I do believe. I hope, because that sounds like quite a fun one. Yes, who do you look up to? So that will be tomorrow. I will see you guys then. Bye.